Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to create one camera out of the multiple shots you made. In this setup right in front of me I already created a couple of dolly rigs, as you can see, and I have a proxy model of the character that I want to focus on. The first step I'm going to do is to create cameras, or new cameras. So make here a new one, Ctrl D. Make sure the naming correction is also correct. Underscore A for the first camera, first shot in the scene, and it's the first take. And here is the second camera, it's the second shot, and it's the first take. We want to constrain the new first camera to the first dolly rig, which is this one here. So in here you go under the extras, try to find the camera. You first have to select the camera inside the rig, then the new one you just created. Go under rigging, and then here under constraints, open the toolbox. Make sure the maintain offset is turned off. Click apply. As you can see, it says where the camera rig should be. And it will also follow it all the time. And we're going to do the same thing for the other camera, which has to follow the second rig. So go in here on the second rig, which is this camera there. Hold down Control, select the second camera, go on the constraints again, and this time you can just click on parent. And now both cameras are following the rigs correctly. Now that we did constraints, we have to now connect the attributes together. And for this, we first right click on outliner, select shapes. So we can actually select the shapes in the outliner of the cameras, because the shapes of the cameras actually contain the focal length and other important attributes that we want to connect. As same thing as before, we select the camera in the rig first, and then select the camera shape in this of the second new camera. Go under Windows, General Editor, and then Connection Editor. Since we first selected the camera rig first, it's being loaded up on the left side here. If you scroll down, you might find focal length. And on the right side is the second camera. And for this one, you also have to scroll down to find focal length. And if you have both of them selected, they immediately get updated, as you can see here. We keep this one here open because we have to do the same thing to the other camera. So you first go under the dolly rig, find the shape of the new camera. Same thing here. First reload left, then reload right. And now you can do the same thing as before. Focal length connects with focal length. As you can see, it updated the new camera. We can now uncheck shapes in the outliner to clean things a bit more up. And as you can see, both cameras are following the rigs correctly along with the focal length. Next step is to go under Windows, Animation, Camera Sequencer. I already set something up here, but now I'm missing the cameras themselves. In shot 1, I can right click on that, change camera, and do the first camera I want to do, like shot 1. And the same thing for the shot 2, change camera to camera shot 2. And as you go through here, you see at frame 70 it swaps over to the other camera. You can even change it to, let's say, frame 80 for now. So on frame 80 it will swap to the other camera. We can keep the window here open for a while. Once you finish your entire work, like the editing, and you say it's fine for now, and you want to give it over to the render guys or to the assembly scene, you first have to bake the cameras that we have here. So you select both cameras, go under animation here and click under keys, bake animations. And now they're completely baked down there. For both of them we can now delete the constraints, we don't need them anymore. And as you can see in the sequencer it still works perfectly fine. And now in the sequencer itself we can go here under create and click under Ubercam, which will make a new camera, as you can see. And it will look at the sequencer, which camera it goes, and just uses their transformation and focal length and all the other options. And then bakes it all out, as you can see down there. So if we swap it over to Ubercamera, you see on frame 80, which is here, it will swap over to the other position. So instead of having multiple shots, you only have one camera. And for this one we also make sure we give it a correct name, sequence, and it's the first iteration. And we can now close the camera sequencer, select the camera sequence 001, and now we want to export it as an Alembic cache, since we might have other softwares using this, for example Houdini. So we export selection to Alembic and give it the same name as the camera it has. Export selection, yes, replace it. And now in the assembly scene, where it's all cleaned up, you only have the proxy model of the character. We can now go to cache, Alembic, import Alembic, and select the camera we just exported. And now in the panels you see camera sequence 001, select this, and then on frame 80 it will swap over. There we go. This is how you export multiple shots as just one camera. This can also be used for games, which then you can make sequencers inside Maya and then export as one camera for Unreal, for example, or Unity. Thank you for watching, and I hope it helped you out.